Well, hi, hello my dear students. Welcome to my video lecture class. Right up to now I uploaded video lectures on the topic fluid dynamics. Now, today I am going to discuss the most important topic in this chapter fluid dynamics, that is Stokes law and terminal velocity. Stokes law. Terminal velocity. Stokes law and terminal velocity. What is the Stokes law here? Let us consider a spherical ball or a spherical body which is dropped in a liquid. Here a weight W is acting like this, and upward here two forces are acting. One is a viscous force and upthrust force. Okay, upthrust force. Let us consider a spherical body which is drops in a liquid of density sigma. Here body drops with constant velocity. This velocity is called constant velocity in a liquid. This velocity is called terminal velocity in liquid or a fluid, whatever it may be. In a fluid, this velocity is called terminal velocity. Okay, so now derivation of terminal velocity. How to find formula for terminal velocity? This is very important topic, very important topic to solve numericals. Please observe carefully and watch the lecture till the end. Definitely you will get clear idea about this topic. Right? From the diagram, okay, weight of the body is equal to viscous force plus upthrust force. Weight of the body is m into g. Mass of the body into g. Viscous force is 6 pi eta r Vc. 6 pi eta r Vc. So viscous force is here according to Stokes. Viscous force eta r Vt. Viscous force is equal to, viscous force is 6 pi eta r Vt. So 6 pi eta RVT. Upthrust force is equal to weight of water displaced. Upthrust force is equal to weight of water displaced. Weight of water displaced. M here, mass is equal to density into volume. Density into volume. So here mass of the body into G. Weight of the body is equal to mass of the body into G. Mass of the body is means density of the body into volume. Density of the body is rho, I consider. Rho into G. Here rho means density of body. Sigma means density of liquid. Density of fluid. Okay, rho into G into V is equal to 6 pi eta into R into Vt plus weight of the water displaced means mass of water into G. Mass of water into G. So again, rho GV is equal to 6 pi eta R Vt plus mass of the water means density of water into volume. Density of water is sigma into volume of water V into G. Okay, so GV. Next, so this we got here. This equation we got here. Okay, so this equation we got. Next, from this, so we got here rho GV is equal to 6 pi eta R Vt plus sigma into V into G. Sigma into V into G. Okay, this equation we got. So from this, rho into G into this volume means 4 by third pi R cube. So volume of sphere. Here V means volume of sphere. Volume of spherical body. So that means V is equal to 4 by third pi R cube. 4 by third pi R cube is equal to 6 pi eta into R into Vt plus sigma into G into same 4 by third pi R cube. Okay, 4 by third pi R cube. So here from this 6 pi eta R Vt is equal to G into 4 by third pi R cube. 4 by third pi R cube into rho minus sigma. So then here pi cancel and 2 3's 2 2's here we got, and from this Vt is equal to and R square times, so finally Vt is equal to what we got, 2G by 9 eta, 2G by 9 eta into 2G by 9 eta into R square into rho minus sigma. 2G R square by 9 eta. 2G R square by 9 eta into rho minus sigma. This is called terminal velocity. terminal velocity formula. Terminal velocity formula. Vt is equal to 2 by 9 eta into g r square into rho minus sigma. G means acceleration due to gravity. Acceleration due to gravity. Acceleration due to gravity. R means a radius of body. Radius of spherical body. Spherical body. Radius of spherical body. Eta means coefficient of dynamic viscosity. Coefficient of viscosity. Again here, rho means density of spherical body. Density of spherical body. Sigma means density of fluid. Density of fluid. Okay. So density of fluid. So this is about terminal velocity, and from this first one, Vt is directly proportional to r square, and second one, Vt is directly proportional to rho minus sigma. Okay, so rho minus sigma. So this is very important. Vt, terminal velocity directly proportional to r square. Terminal velocity directly proportional to rho minus sigma. So this is about terminal velocity and Stokes law. Next we are going to start the session with the topic surface tension and surface energy, and applications of surface tension, applications of surface energy. Next we are going to discuss. So I hope you understood this. Next we will move on to surface tension and surface energy. Well, to continuing my lecture on fluid dynamics, now I come back with a new concept in this chapter, fluid dynamics. It's very important for NEET and JEE. So please watch the lecture till the end. Definitely you will get a clear idea about this concept. So let's start our topic. Surface tension. The ratio between, definition, force acting per unit length. Force acting for unit length is normal to imaginary line drawn to free surface of liquid. So this is a definition for surface tension. Force acting per unit length normal to imaginary line drawn to free surface of liquid. That means surface tension formula. Surface tension is indicated with S. That surface tension S is equal to formula force by length. That means F by L. This is the formula. Unit. SI unit. Force means Newton per meter. CGS unit. Dyne per centimeter. So next, dimensional formula. Dimensional formula M L T power minus 2 by meter means L. So this L going to be cancelled. M power 1, L power 0, T power minus 2. So this is a dimensional formula for surface tension. Next, surface tension independent upon surface area. Independent upon surface area. Surface tension independent upon surface area effects on independent upon surface area, and the surface tension is molecular phenomena. Surface tension is due to cohesive force between the molecules. Surface tension is due to cohesive forces between the molecules. So this is about surface tension. Next, we are going to discuss factors affecting on surface tension. Factors affecting on surface tension. Factors affecting on surface tension. So in this, first one is temperature. Second one is, first one is temperature. Second one is impurities. So impurities. Temperature. Surface tension is increases with decrease of temperature. That means surface tension is inversely proportional to temperature. Here surface tension S, temperature T we are taking. This is a graph for this surface tension. Okay. So impurities. Impurities are two types. Weakly soluble impurities. Strongly soluble impurities. For weakly soluble impurities, surface tension, for adding weakly soluble impurities, surface tension is decreases. For adding highly soluble impurities, surface tension is increases. This is about the factors affecting on surface tension. Next, we are going to discuss applications of surface tension. Well, applications of surface tension. Applications of surface tension. Application 1. Let us consider a wire of length L, which is immersed, which is placed in water. Force required to pull wire from surface of water of surface tension T is. For example, this is a water here. Here is a water. Okay, here is a water. Now a wire is considered as this is a wire, thin wire. Okay, thin wire. Here surface tension is like this acting perpendicularly. Yes, surface tension is acting like this. This length is L. This length is L. So now force required to pull wire from surface of water. F is equal to, we know that surface tension S is equal to force per unit length. Then force is equal to S into length. S into surface tension into length. Surface tension is indicated with a T. Surface tension is sometimes indicated with a T or S. Okay, T or S. So T or S. So surface tension here T is equal to surface tension. T is equal to surface tension. So surface tension F is equal to T into L. T into force F is equal to T into perimeter. This is very important. T into perimeter is nothing but here 2L. F is equal to 2L. This formula is very important. Here hint is force F is equal to surface tension T into perimeter. Okay, so this is application number 1. Next we are going to discuss application number 2. Let us consider circular disc. Circular disc of from surface of radius R. This is application number 2. So let us consider circular disc of radius R which is placed in a water, force required to pull circular disc from surface of water of surface tension T. Circular disc means, let us consider a water. Here is a water. So circular disc means, if you consider circular disc, so this is a disc. Okay, so this is a disc, circular disc. Well, to continuing my lecture on fluid dynamics, applications of surface tension, application number 2, let us consider circular disc of radius r. Circular disc of radius r, which is placed in water, force required to pull circular disc from surface of water of surface tension T. Here water has surface tension T. We need to pull this circular disc from the surface of water. We have to apply some force. That force we need to find. Here force required to pull, that is a force F is equal to formula surface tension T into perimeter. So that means surface tension is nothing but here T, perimeter of circular disc, perimeter of circular disc, because we need to remove the circular disc now. So T into perimeter of circular disc is 2 pi r, then F is equal to T into 2 pi r. Okay, T into 2 pi r. So this is application number 2. Next we are move on to application number 3. Application number 3. So here small change. Okay, small change. Diagram also going to be changed here. Circular ring. Now we are going to consider circular ring. Okay, so let us consider circular ring of radius r, which is placed in a water. Force required to pull circular ring from surface of water of surface tension T is, here consider a fluid or a liquid. Okay, here circular ring. Okay, circular ring of radius r. So here perimeter of circular ring we consider. Force is equal to formula surface tension into perimeter, then force F is equal to T into perimeter of circular ring. T into perimeter of circular ring is 4 pi r. F is equal to T into 4 pi r. Since circular ring has two free surfaces. Two free surfaces. That's why perimeter is equal to 4 pi r. So perimeter is equal to 4 pi r we consider. So that means application 3 is circular ring. Remove or to pull the circular ring from surface of water. Next, application number 4. Now we are going to discuss application number 4. Let us consider rectangular plate of length L which is placed in water. Force required to pull rectangular plate from the surface of water of surface tension T. Rectangular plate, rectangular plate, rectangular plate. Okay, rectangular plate. So this is a water. So now rectangular plate I consider, that is a rectangular in shape. So length L and breadth B. Okay, length L and breadth B. So perimeter of force is equal to surface tension into perimeter of rectangular plate, that is equal to F is equal to T into 2 into L plus B. 2 into L plus B. 2 into L plus B. Because perimeter of rectangular is 2 into L plus B. So this is application number 4. Next we are moving to application number 5. Application number 5. Application number 5. Application number 5. Let us consider sorry, let us consider application number 5. Let us consider circular disc of radius r, circular disc. Let us consider circular disc of radius r, capital R. It has hole of radius small r, which is placed in a water, force required to pull circular disc from surface of water. So here is a water. Here is the water. So now I am placing circular disc of hole. Okay, this is a circular disc. So this is a circular disc. For this circular disc, okay, this is a circular disc. This hole has radius is a small r. This inside hole has a radius is small r. So this hole has radius is small r, and this whole radius is smaller, and total disk radius is capital R. Total disk radius is capital R. So now perimeter of circular disk, whole circular disk, Generally perimeter we consider here. Here a perimeter of whole circular disk. What is the formula of force? Surface tension into perimeter. Force F is equal to surface tension into perimeter. Okay, perimeter of whole circular disk, that is equal to F is equal to T into 2 pi into capital R plus small r. T into 2 pi into capital R plus small r. Capital R plus small r. So this is a force required to pull a circular disc of radius capital R and a hole of radius small r from the surface of water. F is equal to T into 2 pi into capital R plus small r. Next, application number 6. 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 Let us consider two glass plates, one liquid drop squeezed between two glass plates of squeezed between two glass plates of thickness D. So force required to separate two glass plates F is equal to 2 into A into T by D, 2AT by D. So force required to separate two glass plates. Okay, so this is 2AT by D. A is equal to area of cross section. T is equal to surface tension. Here D is equal to distance or thickness of liquid drop or distance between two glass plates. Okay, so this is about application number 6. So this is overall concept of surface tension. I hope you all are understood this lecture. Small thing here, small hint. Force required to pull any body from the surface. Force F is equal to formula surface tension into perimeter. Surface tension into perimeter of that body. So this is about today's session. I hope you all are understood this lecture. If you will get any doubt while watching this lecture, feel free to mention in comment box. Thank you for watching my lectures. Thank you for encouraging me. Thank you so much.